Hi, this is Jason, and this is my daily vlog called Living with CMT. I hope you enjoy. Good evening, folks. It's Saturday evening. It's 6:15. It's been a quiet day. I've made sure it's been a quiet day because I've not been too brilliant, actually. I've had massive pains across my chest today. I woke up with them this morning. Don't know what it was. Might have slept funny. Who knows these things. I'm on £15 on my fundraiser for Movember. Melody Woodman, thank you, £10 donation. And Cor Bradbury, £5 donation, thank you. My sister in Stoke has already got another £40 for me. My mum is, I've got some more, I've got over £25 off family altogether. So that's pretty cool. So I'm heading up towards the 100 mark, give or take, what I've definitely got at the moment, counting my donations from my books. Like I say, it's been a quite quiet day. I've had a Geek box today, a Geek crate, which I will show you in a minute, the contents of that. It's very good because I found something out today which was very strange about it, but I'll explain that in a bit. I have almost completed my book. Tinterbook. It's a short story. I think I've got 2 parts left tonight, and tomorrow should finish it. I hope everybody's okay. It's obviously Saturday night, and with bonfire night being on Monday, a lot of the bonfires, a lot of firework displays are tonight, and I've been hearing the fireworks going off for about an hour now, and they'll probably continue for quite some time. I haven't done a lot other than surveys today. My surveys are doing okay, actually. I managed to get 2 lots of £10 Amazon vouchers today. So that all goes towards my Amazon fund. And if anybody ever thinks about having Amazon, it's a really, really good idea if you haven't got it. Because when you do these surveys, they reward you with Amazon vouchers, and you literally put them into your account. You don't have to spend them. You put them into your account, and you've got 10 years to spend them. You've actually got a 10-year expiry date. And you can use them on anything you buy from Amazon. You know, like if you're in a supermarket and you get given vouchers, sometimes it'll say excludes alcohol or this kind of thing. You know, it makes you only buy what they want you to buy. That isn't how it works with Amazon vouchers. Once they're on Amazon, you can use them for anything. I mean, I used them the other day to buy that bottle of Gentleman Jack I showed everybody. So yeah, I've used them for all sorts. And over the years I've been doing surveys, I've had hundreds of them. Absolutely hundreds. And I've recommended people who've also made a lot from them. And the good thing about it is, me and Deb, like we have Amazon Prime as well. And because we have Amazon Prime, which is only £80 a year, when you think of that, you think £80, that's a lot. But with that, you actually get unlimited next day delivery for the year. You get Amazon Prime Video. You get Amazon Prime Kindle Unlimited. You also get Amazon Prime Music, not Music Unlimited, because that's more, but you get Amazon Prime Music, and there's literally thousands of CDs on there you can just add to your list and listen to, so that's pretty good as well. So if anybody who's, go and have a bash, I recommend it. I do recommend it. It's really, really good. Like I told you before, my Geek box came today, and the first item I got out of it was basically, it's a red Marvel box, right? But inside, you remember me showing you a couple of boxes ago that I got a black Venom mug, and this is the one that come this time. Just look at that. Look at that for a chunky mug. Is that cool? What? Looks terrifying, doesn't it? I wish I'd have got that before Halloween. I'd probably put that in my video at the side of me. Imagine that. Yeah, it's a toss-up as to which is ugly, but it's probably me. Yeah, that was the first item I had. Just bear me 1 second. I'll put it away. See, I love this kind of geeky stuff. It's mental, I know, but I love it. Right, the second item I got was a very cool t-shirt, actually, and we were trying to work out whether this was a spider or a bat. We couldn't work it out. We went for a bit of both, actually. It looks like a bat-shaped spider. So that one's a bit of a confusing one. It's a Marvel one, look, official product, again. So that's 2 items. Bear in mind, this box is only £16, right? The third item I got, now I've got this fascination at the moment with collecting coins, silver coins. You saw the advent calendar, which I've got to start opening at the beginning of December. Well, this is what came in this one. don't know whether you can see that properly. I'll do it that way. It's a Jurassic Park limited edition coin. And it is a limited edition coin. It's actually exclusive. It's got they're individually numbered and they're embossed on both sides. And that was in it as well. Fourth item, if you like your prints, I got that print. Obviously, as you can see what it's from Flash Gordon. It's actually the villain from Flash Gordon. So that was in it. And this has made me day, because you know I'm mental on Funko Pops. Well, this is what came in it. As you can see there, it's actually Venom from Marvel, but it's a blue Venom. And as you can see the number there, 234. If you go on Amazon and type that in, there's people selling these on there. The cheapest one is £69 and the most expensive one is £140. And that was in a £16.90 box. You can go on and check it. Go on to Amazon, type in blue Venom, number 234. £69 people are selling them upwards. That's the lowest you can get it, 69. So yeah, that's what was in my Geek box today. And as you can see, it's really, really good value. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. Yeah, so that was my highlight of the day. Well, I've had a crack at using DAZ 3D and following some tutorials to try and get my figures so that I can create them for my book. It is very complicated. Let me put it that way. It's going to take a lot of doing. Like I said, I'm working my way through the tutorials. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, by the way, I haven't got a hunched back. I'm actually trying to shift a pillow that's behind me because I have problems with the base of my spine. Want to tell you, actually, I watched a film last night. It was on Netflix, and it's a film I added to my list a while ago, and I didn't know whether to watch it or not. And I'm glad we did, but it wasn't what I was expecting. I saw the trailer for it, and it made it look like it was some sort of supernatural creature feature. And it's called The Limehouse Golem. And it stars Bill Nighy and Olivia Cooke. Now, if you think it's going to be a supernatural film, it isn't. It's basically, imagine Jack the Ripper. If you've ever seen Michael Caine's version of Jack the Ripper, imagine a sort of darker version of that. It's gruesome in places, and it gets more gruesome the further on it goes. Now, I'm a member of something called Smash Bomb, and I left a rating on there earlier for it. If you ever want to see any of my ratings, go on to smashbomb.com and look for me. And I rate any books I read, I rate any TV series I watch, any films I watch, and any music I listen to. So if you want to, have a up-to-date sort of rating for anything that I watch and I tell you about, it'll be on there. I've got 24 followers so far, and I only joined about 3 weeks ago, because I write frank and honest reviews. If I don't like something, then I'll say I don't like it. I won't, like I told you yesterday, I won't just promote something because I think it'll get me noticed. If I don't like something, I'll say I don't like it, But yeah, if you get a chance, Smash Bomb. Right, the Movember Foundation. The Movember Foundation is the only global charity focused solely on men's health. All right, everything they do is to stop men dying too young and to ensure that they live happier lives, healthier lives, and longer lives. And they do that by investing in critical areas: prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention. Them are the four main things it focuses on. Now, since 2003, they've empowered millions of men and women to join the global men's health movement. Through the moustaches grown and the funds raised, the Movember community has funded over 1,200 breakthrough men's health projects in 20 countries. It runs awareness and fundraising activities all year, with the annual Movember campaign, obviously in November, being globally recognised for its fun and innovative approach. It raises money, and it also gets men to take action for their health, because I know men, I am one, we ignore his own health. We would rather look out for our family's health and our wives' health or whatever, and we don't focus on our own health. Now, one man dies every 45 minutes from prostate cancer in the UK. Right, that's a fact. Testicular cancer is the most common cancer in young men under 40. And 12 men die from suicide every day in the UK. And 3 out of 4 suicides are men. That's the scary stats for today. Them are the facts. Them are straight from the Movember Foundation. I am not making them up. They are genuine facts. It's a scary, scary fact, but they are facts. So all I'm saying is, you men out there, look out for your own health as well as your families. You know, because your family won't be anything if you're not there. They'll tell you that. They'll tell you that. I mean, I haven't got any children. But the amount of times Deb has told me to look out for my health, my well-being, as well as hers, because obviously I look out for her. She's my wife, you know. But I've got to look out for myself as well. Which is why when I was going through my bad spell earlier this year, I actually did manage to say to my family, back off, leave me alone. Don't hassle me and don't give me all your problems, because I cannot handle them as well as my own. I've got to deal with my own problems, because otherwise I won't be here to deal with my own problems. You know, it was getting too much for me. Sorry, I get a bit emotional when I talk about stuff like this, because I came close to being very, very, very bad. Luckily, I got to the brink of it and was teetering on the edge when I got pulled back. And now I'm a lot more stable in myself than I was. And hopefully the same will apply to a lot of men out there. So I'm not doing this to nag you. I'm doing this because I am one of you, you know. And to me, all men are my brothers. You know what I mean? Simple as. All men are my brothers. Whether they like me or don't like me, they're still my brothers. And I look out for all of them. So, right, it's now time for the next part of Lucky You. He jumped over the fence just, and Jean was about 3 feet from him. He knew she'd heard him, even though in the darkness she would not be able to see his face. He reached out for her and managed to grab at her bag. She yanked it back, and then something happened he was not expecting. A blinding light hit his face. She was holding on to a torch. He let go of the bag and staggered backwards. She looked right at him. The darkness was no longer his friend. His first thought was to run, as she was bound to scream. It took him a few seconds to realise she hadn't screamed. It was still quiet. He looked at her and could see she was clutching at her chest, such a look of pain in her eyes that it hurt to look at her. Her legs buckled and she dropped to the ground without a sound. He stood, transfixed by what had happened. He realised that the shock had caused her to have a heart attack. He got down to where her body was lying, half on and half off the path. He put his ear to her mouth, but there was nothing. He tried whispering her name, still nothing. He saw her eyes were open, but the life had vacated them. He sat down and almost screamed at the black sky. I didn't mean to kill her. I just wanted some money. You bastard. But he held the words in. He sat on the ground a few feet from where Jean lay. What if someone came past soon? What if they saw him? He'd go to prison for this. He knew it. He stood up quickly, surveying everywhere around him. It was quiet, deathly quiet. Looking down at her lifeless body, John felt a stabbing of pain deep within him. He knew he had to move her, but even now he felt like it would be an invasion just to touch her. He reached down and gently lifted her. She weighed next to nothing, and even though he was out of shape, he still managed it with ease. Walking was a little more difficult, but he managed to get her over to the fence and gently lowered her down the other side. He climbed over and made sure her body could not be seen from the path. Once daylight entered the scene, he knew she would be perfectly visible, but he would be back in his alley then, and there was nothing to say he had been anywhere near the scene. He went back to the path and picked up a bag, which had fell to the ground a few feet from where she died. As he picked up the bag, it came open and the contents spilled out onto the ground. He quickly put them back in. Buzz pass, lipstick, assorted toffees, and her keys. Her keys. They looked at him invitingly, and his conscience took a back seat as the voices reminded him of what he was going to do before Jean had died. Still get the money? Or has this all been for nothing? You killed her. He banged his head with the side of his hand, and he looked down at the keys once more. Why not? He knew what would happen if the money stayed there. The officials would take it all away, and as her husband Alex was deceased, it would end up back in the hands of the greedy government which had put it there in the first place. Why should they get it back? He was no killer. It was an accident. Was it all for nothing? Making his mind up, he gathered the rest of her things, including the torch, and took them back to where he had placed Jean. He put a bag in her hands, as if this kind gesture could make up for what had happened. He knew it couldn't. From start to finish, he reckoned he'd already waited about an hour carrying everything and tidying up. Making sure the body could not be seen until daylight, he made his way to Jean's bungalow. Wanting to make sure that no one would notice him, he waited at the bottom of Cooper Street until the digital clock in the off-licence window told him it was 2:57 a.m. Making his way up Levine Street, he made sure no lights were visible, and he kept himself to the various shadows that had been created by the many lights that illuminated the estate. In the distance, he heard a siren, but knew that there was no way anyone could have stumbled upon the body yet. Reaching a gate, he checked the number. He didn't need to, as the gate had been in his thoughts since the day he had seen Jean enter. He lifted up the latch and silently thanked Alex for making sure it did not squeak. The silence clung to the estate like wet clothing, and nothing penetrated other than a night owl that must have had its home in one of the nearby wooded areas. He put the key in the latch and stood frozen as he realised he was at the point of no return. Take the key back out, return to the alley, go back to being Street John, knowing that tomorrow he would do the same shitty things and talk to the same drugged up people he had done for the last 7 years. He blinked away the thought and turned the key. And the final part will be tomorrow. Well, folks, that's the end of another video. I can't believe I've done 160, I think, 160 videos since I started on the 1st of June. I've enjoyed doing them. I'm going to carry on enjoy doing them as well. As we near Christmas, they'll get sillier. I'll put silly things behind me and have Christmas lights draped over things and all sorts of weird stuff. But I'll keep doing them. And thank you for keep watching. You all take care, and I'll do another video tomorrow. Bye for now. If you're enjoying the videos I'm doing and you want to see more, you can subscribe by clicking the link there. And if you want to see my exciting day from yesterday, you can click up there. Thank you again for taking the time to watch my videos. Bye for now.